You guys think women should be allowed to vote? Why?
Because we should have the same amount of rights guys do.
But do you think men and women are equal though?
I think okay.
Just because guys have dicks doesn't mean anything.
Well, I do
That's
know
not why I
that
think that, but
I do know that like obviously physically we both are different, have different advantages, but I mean just because something is different doesn't mean it can't have the same value or hold the same. So that's what equal means. Equal is referring to value, not to characteristic traits.
is intelligence value?
Hmm?
Is intelligence valuable?
I'd say so.
Okay, I think men are way more intelligent than women.
Okay, what makes you think that?
You can't name me a female genius, can you?
A female genius?
Yeah.
I mean,
But you can name me a ton
Well,
of
I
male
mean-
geniuses though, right?
well, I mean, you realize also that women didn't gain rights all that long ago,
How long?
and a lot of things that women did, I'll get to that, but a lot of things that women did in the past were not nearly as recognized as the things that men did because they did not have the same amount of rights to speak up about what they did, and also a lot of things they did was either silenced or just not publicized.
Okay, how long ago do they get
So,
rights?
I mean, women, but
I mean, like it was about 1920 when they got the right to vote.
yeah.
Okay, let's just say there. Let's say they got rights right there. I mean, I think that's a pretty decently long time to achieve anything. 1920 to 2026. You still really can't name me a female genius.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you say that it took a long time for women to gain rights, and that's why you think that they're not as intelligent because it took them a long time to
No,
gain
that's not what I'm
rights.
saying. I'm saying I was trying to put together your logic because like you said that they, basically they're not represented in like things like academics and media. That's basically what you're saying. And they didn't get rights too long ago, so they didn't have enough time to achieve certain things. But I disagree with that. So I think they've had rights for a decent amount of time, right?
You say, wait, I'm sorry, can you just repeat that last part?
I said I disagree with that. They've had rights for a decent amount of time, right?
I mean, yeah.
Right? And there's nothing really stopping you from doing what I can.
No.
So, yeah, where are those female geniuses?
So, okay. Well, I mean, you can just Google them. Like, here, I'll Google some right now.
Well, the thing is, you had to Google them because they're probably not very important. That's the thing.
Not very important.
I don't think they're very important. That's why you had to Google them. But you could name tons of male geniuses on the top of your head.
Not really.
What, you can't name Plato?
Plato.
Yeah.
Plato.
Yeah,
Like,
Plato.
you talking about the toy? You talking about the toy? I don't.
No, the philosopher.
Plato.
Never.
Oh.
Never
No,
heard
I
of
know.
Plato, huh?
I know who he's talking about.
Plato, Aristotle, Socrates.
Socrates.
I grew up in a ghetto place.
Socrates.
I would consider our founding fathers geniuses. I think they were geniuses.
I think they were geniuses as well.
Yeah.
Did women's have right back then? Did women's have rights?
During our founding fathers' time?
Yeah.
Not the right to vote. You know that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, do you think, did they have a lot of the rights that they had today? That's what I'm asking.
Probably not.
Probably not. So, I'm not saying maybe something changed, but I'm just saying you realize that for the longest time in history, women weren't allowed to do a lot of things that men were allowed to do. So, if you're, like, restrained for, like, years, your entire gender is restrained for years, how do you expect to innovate in anything if you're, like, pretty much restrained from doing anything?
And my point was they've had rights for a long time as well, right?
I mean,
And
yeah,
we haven't really. I mean, yeah, we haven't really seen much come from it.
not a lot come from it.
Yeah, like like he had to look up female geniuses, like right?
Okay, yeah.
Like I can really name you a female invention.
You can name me a female invention.
I can't.
You can't.
No. Can you name me one? Or
Mm. I mean, a lot of modern computer gramming came from women programmers.
you said grading?
No, programming.
We're gonna let's fact check it.
And I can't remember the name, but I do know that a female programmer was able to make some of the first breakthroughs. And instead of coding with numbers, she broke through and started and made the computer advanced enough to handle letters and different characters in its coding. I believe her name may be Grace. Um,
Ada Lovelace, is that what it is?
Ada Lovelace.
Yeah, the world's first computer programmer who perfected artificial intelligence.
That's
the one?
I don't think that was the lady I was referring to, but I guess that's another example.
Okay. Well, these are like very like one-off examples. These are like it's like one in a million.
1 in a million?
Yeah, like most if you look it up, like most inventions were invented by men.
Let's see. The medical syringe was invented by a woman as well
Well, you looked that
in
up, didn't you?
1899.
I'll give it to you. You did pull one out of the top of your head. I'll give that to you, but you looked that one up though, right?
Well, yeah, I'm not just gonna. I don't research these kind of things. Like, I'm not a pro at this kind of thing, so I don't have like immediate knowledge on it.
Seem more
Just like
you
I
seem
don't
more
I
informed.
don't really have immediate knowledge on male geniuses either. So I don't really have a lot of knowledge.
I don't believe that. You could have named me a few. You could have named Albert Einstein.
Name you a few, but that doesn't mean I know like everything that they did or like the main thing that they did.
Right, but you couldn't name me one female one.
Well, I just did. I
Well,
named
like
that.
like earlier, you couldn't. You had to like look it up, right?
I thought of that first one. You said I thought of that first one. I did.
That was inventions.
Invention.
That was after we were talking about inventors, right?
Don't. So you don't think that computer programmers are smart?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying first topic was geniuses. You couldn't really think of one, and then we talked about inventions, and you did name one.
Well, I mean, I think it takes a genius to invent something that complex.
Well,
And
I don't think it's exclusive to women.
I don't think you were the one that mentioned inventions, but wouldn't you say that
No,
most
I did.
geniuses, what makes them a genius is that they invent things? So, like, obviously, when I hear the word genius, I'm going to think of people that either made things that are historically relevant or like things that changed something for the good.
It would depend on the invention.
Yeah.
Like, I think some food is pretty disgusting. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Right? Just because like someone technically invented the food, does that make them a genius?
Well, no, but I mean, that's not a comparable example to a computer scientist. There's so many differences between someone that calls themselves a chef and a computer scientist. Being a computer scientist is so much more complex than being a chef on so many different levels. I'm not saying being a chef isn't hard, but a computer scientist is not the same. It's not even close.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that necessarily just because you invent something doesn't necessarily make you a genius. It was just an example, not that,
I would
chefs.
I agree with that statement, but not to this, because you realize that if she wasn't able exist to like be able to make that code that like that gives us a lot of our modern apps today, because I guarantee you a lot of the apps that we use run off that exact system, because not obviously all apps we use don't just run off numbers anymore. And you wouldn't be able to
But
have a lot of
it was just artificial intelligence.
I'm not referring, I don't think I was referring to that lady. I'm not referring to the lady you said. I just said that would be another good example, didn't I? What I was referring to is, I believe I was referring to this woman named Grace, and she
Okay.
developed the first key step in computer programming.
What was her name? Grace what?
Grace. And it
Grace what?
Hopper.
What did she invent the first?
Okay, to be specific, she invented the first compiler. So it's like,
Compiler?
no, yeah.
Okay.
And it patented like frequency hopping.
Oh, she's a black woman? That was a joke. Nail clap. So, wait, what do compilers do?
Well, I know that I'm not great with computer programming. I will admit that I'm not going to act like I know everything about computer programming just because I know some of what this lady did.
Yeah.
But I do know that what it did for the time is that it helped a lot with so it was invented she invented this in like around, I think, like the 1940s, I believe. And it helped a lot with torpedoes being jammed.
Yeah.
And also it helped with a lot with the invention of modern Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah, the Wi-Fi thing, that wasn't invented by women.
I didn't say it was invented by women.
I had a
said
feeling you were
that-
going to go there, though.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying she invented Wi-Fi itself. I said what she did invent was a key component to modern Wi-Fi. I didn't say she herself invented it.
Okay. But we could agree that we probably say like 90% of inventions are invented by men.
I mean, if you show a statistic, because I don't statistic, because
Well, I mean,
There's a lot- I
who
know there's
invented
a lot- I
the
know
phone you
there's a
used,
lot.
right?
I believe there's a lot. I know the percentage for more, I guess, high end and technical and more complicated jobs is for men, but
Oh, yeah.
there's still kind of a lot of
What percentage of inventions are invented by men? TheNation.com, 80% of patents belong solely to men.
patents?
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw.
What?
Let's see. There's other statistics, though. Studies indicate that approximately 83 to 90% of inventors holding international patents are men, while women account for only about 10 to 17 of inventors. So they're a small minority.
Okay. Well, I do know that also the inventor rate recently is rising for women.
How much?
I guess.
Like
Here,
what time span?
I'll pull it up. Hold on. Let me find. Okay. So it says as of 2024, the share of inventors who are women rose to 18%.
From
so
what?
I'm not sure what the percent. 18%.
Well, from
So-
what? What was it before?
Yeah, hold on. I was just gonna say I was finna find
Okay.
that.
I
Hold on.
gotta go piss, though, while you do that. All right, go piss.
Me too, and I'm low-key shitting myself. Like, why? I don't understand, bro. I don't think he. under. I feel bad because I'm not fully educated on what I'm saying, you know. But like, women aren't dumber than men. Hold up. So he wanted to go based off intelligence.
I would go from maturity. Just saying.
Hold up. Hold up, I might have just found something, bro.
So, how come his camera's like right here? He's like facing that way.
Yeah, bro, he's probably streaming, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Guess we're gonna get clipped. Oh well. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Hi, chat. Oh my god.
Back.
Sorry, I was
Right.
saying hi to your chat.
Oh, thank you, my nigga. All right, let's continue.
Okay. So
Where
what
we at?
were we talking about? I think we were talking about
Oh, I read the
what.
stat: 80-90% of men own all patents, and then 10 to 17 are women.
Yeah, and then I said that. I think I said that the percent of women who are considered inventors rose.
Oh, they're
to
rising,
18%.
right? Well,
Yeah,
yeah. And then I asked from what? Like, what was it before?
Yeah, hold up. Sorry, I was trying to find something else because I was gonna bring up another point. So, do you want me to just bring up the other point and carry on, and I'll concede on my other point, or do you want me to keep going on that?
I'll research that on my own time. Let's just go to the next point.
Okay. So, do you believe that men have an average, like on average, have a higher intelligence than women? Like
Well,
IQ?
not on average, right? But they're more on the extreme side compared to women. Like they're either extremely high IQ or extremely low IQ. Women, it's kind of just like stagnant. There's usually not. There's no diversity really when it comes to women.
So, what, like, where's your source for that? Like, what makes you think that, or is
Yeah,
it
let's get the
personal
IQ
experience? I'm not
chart.
trying to be like, it's a genuine question.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
Who's crying?
sorry, that's my baby brother. But
Okay. IQ distributions: men versus women. Variance: men show greater variability than women. Men are at a higher extreme. But men are also at a very low extreme, like what I said. It's more of an extreme.
okay, what
Women
study is
cluster
this?
around the average. So this is Deary, 2003, population sex differences in IQ at age 11, and Johnson, sex differences in variability and general intelligence.
Sorry, what? Wait, my bad. Hold on.
You're good. While you do that, though, I am gonna get some water. I'm thirsty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold up. We're gonna find one. Because I had one saved in my iPhone.
Hello, Foids.
I mean, he could have just been playing around. He said the N word, bro. Dude, he's so white. Did you hear that when he's like, thinks my N word? I was like, oh. It took me a minute to realize he said it. Like, brother just said that. I feel like my stepmom would be in some shit like this. And I get my name click. And that's what I'm gonna talk. Wait, street. It's 560.
Hello? What the heck, bro? Thing's
happened?
tweaking.
I
No,
guess
my
skip?
bad. No, I didn't skip you.
Oh.
We didn't skip. We didn't skip.
I thought you were a new person.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about studies.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think
were
about it?
talking, So you were talking about that one where you said that men are more intelligent than women, but also a lot of them are more dumber than women, and women is just an
They're
average.
they're more on the extremes. Yes, like men are
Yeah.
way more on the extremes. Women are just more average.
Okay. So what percent of men are on the extreme of being more intelligent, and what percent are on the extreme of being less intelligent?
I actually don't know. Okay, here's a little chart. IQ range 70, women are about 2%, men are about 2.5%. IQ range 70 to 85, women are about 14%, men are about 13. 85 to 115, women are about 68%, men are about 64%. 115 to 130, women are 14%, men are 15%. 130 plus, women are 2% and men are 2.5%.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I do hear that the percents for being on the more intelligent extreme, however say it, is higher, but I'm not saying that the percentages you're giving me, like, they're not important.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is that, to be honest, like, there's definitely a difference, but it's not as high or as extreme as a difference as you're making it seem.
No, there's an extreme
Because
difference with men, right?
the last number you said the difference was 0.5.
Yeah, that would mean men are on average probably more intelligent, you say?
Well, I'm just saying that it seems like with the percentages you're giving me, it's a lot less likely for a female to have lower IQ than like a male to have lower IQ. It seems a lot less likely for a female to have lower IQ than a man IQ. But I'm
Also
not
vice
saying
versa,
that.
right?
Yeah, but also it seemed like the percent you're giving me. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to like word what I'm trying to say.
You're good.
But I'm not good with words. But I'm just trying to say that with the percents that I have, it seems that like, oh my god, okay, I can't
You're
articulate
good.
my words. But I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
You're saying it's not a big
'Cause
difference.
I'm not just saying that. The best way I can put it is that it seems like the percents in the higher IQs is higher for women, not on the higher ones like you said, but on I feel like on average women
Yeah,
have a
they're
slightly
more
higher.
average. They're higher in the averages, right? They're about 68% from 185 to 115, right? But
100.
men are a little higher when you go from the 115 to 130 range and the 130 above.
So you're wait, what?
Want me to say it again?
So wait, can you like repeat that? Sorry, I was trying
Yeah.
to read something my friend
So
gave me.
women are higher on the average IQ, right? So 85 to 115 IQ. Women are higher than men. They're about 68% when men are 64%. But when you go from 115 to 130 and 130 above, men are,
Okay,
are
I
higher.
see what you're saying. I
Yeah.
see what you said. Do you know like the full percentage, like just average? On average, like do men have higher IQ than women on average?
It would seem like here, yeah. Maybe not maybe by not that much.
Here. Mm, well, I'm reading a lot of official articles, and all that it's telling me is that they have a near equal average IQ.
For men and women.
Yes, I like I'm like not Wikipedia or anything. I'm reading from like five different sources that a lot of them are just equal.
They're not equal, they're just slightly different.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. My bad. That was my fault.
No, you're good.
But the only thing that I'm getting is that the mean for men is like slightly higher by like not even 5 points.
Uh
And I'm not saying that's not
yeah.
a difference, but that doesn't seem like a significant thing to say that women shouldn't have rights because they're like what, five, not even 5 points off.
Well, it's not even just the IQ, right?
I'm not saying, yeah, no, it's not just IQ. I believe it's on someone's character too.
No, I'm saying the
Because
reason why I brought up the female genius stuff is to show the higher intelligence, right?
okay,
Right? Because yeah, like maybe the means aren't slightly different, but the extreme variations are very prevalent in men, while they aren't very prevalent in women. They're just kind of like average. They kind of stagnate.
okay,
Men are like
okay.
either on the very extreme side or be on the very high end or low end usually.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay, so I understand your point, and I'm just saying what I don't think is like getting through is that I'm not saying that. Okay, I concede on my point when I said that I think there was an equal amount of women inventors,
Yeah.
but what I am trying to say is that men did like historically have a lot of more opportunities, and I'm not saying that women haven't had time to make, like discoveries and make new things. But what I'm also saying is probably part of the reason why you can name so many male inventors is because a lot of them, there's definitely modern ones. There's definitely modern ones, like in the last 20 years, promise you. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot less off the top of your head because a lot of them are from years and years ago when women did not have rights. And I mean, so
Do you think they're
like
suppressed in our education system?
in our education system,
Yeah. Do you think they're like purposely not teaching us about these females?
well, I would say yes and no.
Well, well, how can it be yes and no?
Okay, so they do teach a lot of things, but I feel like the education system doesn't truly go into depth how much like they suffered for that. Because I'm not saying it was like this whole like, like world war or something like that. But what I am saying is that, a
You
lot
mean they
of the
suffered?
this isn't just for women either. This isn't just for women either. A lot of
huh?
our education our education system represses a lot of the things in history, such as like a lot of the things about slavery I haven't been taught about in my school a
Okay,
lot
we'll tackle
when I
that
was
point a little bit.
yeah, and like
'Cause
just a bunch of
I've
other
done a
things.
ton of research on the slave trades. I don't know where you
All
stand
right.
on that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into that. I just want to stay on your main point.
Yeah.
But I just thought I would add that because I feel like it adds to what I'm trying to say as I'm saying that a lot of history in the education system in America, if we're just talking about America, is somewhat suppressed.
Yeah, you said women suffered through what?
They didn't have rights. Hello?
Yeah. Do they suffer through fighting as well for their rights?
Fighting. Like what okay, what do you mean fighting? Like do you mean
Advocating to
physically?
have rights, right? Fighting for their rights.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Well, I'm asking you, like, what do you think? Right?
Well, I'd say well, I know there was protests, but I'm not sure if any got physical, but I do know there was a lot of protests that could have led to things like that. Cuz again, like I said, I'm not the most educated on this, but I
Yeah.
do know some.
Would you say they probably suffered through fighting for their rights? Not like suffered through fighting for their rights, but they suffered fighting for their rights, if that makes sense.
Well, again, I'm not educated, but what I'm trying to say, like I'd say
Well,
yeah,
I don't really know how they suffered
they
then.
did okay, well, let me explain. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pull something up, but I think they did suffer at least some because I mean, angry there was people angry at them that wanted to suppress them and I'm sure there was some violent outbreaks because of it.
Who wanted to suppress them?
Well, well obviously the men that wanted power, the men that didn't believe that they should have power or even I'm not it's not it wasn't even all just men. Honestly, some women wanted that too.
Right. Well, my whole thing is you probably don't support the patriarchy and all that, the system controlled by men. The patriarchy gave you guys your rights, Like, so
The
like, and then
patriarchy
yeah, like the reason why you have rights is because men gave you those.
because men gave us that
Like, for example, the right to vote.
the right to vote.
Yeah,
So you don't think women had any part in
they
them trying
advocating,
advocating?
but who really like gave you those rights?
I mean, I guess the good people in power, but also you could say that about a lot of things,
Men.
not just feminism.
Men, yeah.
You can say that about a lot of civil outbreaks that weren't just feminism. Like,
Yeah, we've silver outbreaks. So we were talking about like civil rights laws and stuff.
dude, I'm at 1%. I'm so serious.
Get a charger.
I don't have my computer charger. I'm on my computer.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just quickly wrap this up then. So you're talking about like civil rights movements
Uh, yeah.
and like freeing from slaves,
Uh, I guess yeah.
freeing from being slave. I mean, yeah, those are white men. Like usually, yeah, they gave them.
Okay, so do you Okay, well, here. I found something. I'll read it to you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on how accurate this is, but I mean, it's from a pretty prevalent feminist website, I guess. So I hope it's what I'm saying is correct, but um it says that a lot of the times that they would have like defiant speeches, and a lot of the times they would be hauled to jail. Sometimes they were beaten. The literally the title of the paragraph is called "The Night of Terror," when women were beaten and tortured for the right to vote.
By who? Oh, male police officers or?
Well, if they were hauled to jail, then I'm assuming it's police. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, even if that did happen, my point still stands, right? You like men were the ones who gave you the rights. You wouldn't have rights without the patriarchy, right?
I don't think so, because I don't think
She died, didn't she? If she did, that was a good debate. If you're watching this, that was a good debate.